Wind 300 at 16, gust 33, runway 31 left, clear to land.
The top 10 most produced jet airliners. Some passenger planes were more popular than others, and there were more of them built. But which jets have created the most in the history of aviation? The list excludes turboprop and piston airliners, such as the de Havilland Canada DHC-8, over 1,250 constructed, and Antonov An 24, over 1,370 produced. All figures are from late 2020 and have been rounded up because most of the planes are anticipated to change. Number 10. Boeing 767, around 1,200 produced. In the early 1980s, Boeing launched its first wide-body twinjet to fill the void left by the groundbreaking Airbus A330. The 767, along with the smaller and less common Boeing 757, bridged the gap between smaller mainline planes and jumbo jets. It was mostly superseded by the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, which is similar in size, but cargo versions of the 767 are still in production. Number 9. Embraer ERJ Family, over 1,230 produced. The ERJ 135, ERJ 140, and ERJ 145 models, as well as several modifications, are part of the Brazilian manufacturer's regional jet family. They are modifications of the same basic airframe that have been stretched or shortened to meet the needs of various airlines. The ERJ was introduced in the late 1980s as a lengthened and re-engined variant of the EMB 120 Brasilia, and immediately became one of the world's most popular regional aircraft. Number 8. Airbus A330, over 1,500 produced. The A330 was born as one of the deeply redesigned variants of the A300, with greater range and passenger capacity. It is the most produced non-American wide-body jet. It first appeared on the market in 1994, and soon outsold numerous older aircraft from well-known manufacturers. Airbus A330 purchases still account for a considerable portion of its revenue. Number 7. Boeing 747, over 1,550 produced. The renowned Boeing 747 jumbo jet was the world's first wide-body twin-aisle aircraft and the first to sell 1,000 units. While the latest version of the 747 did not prove to be as successful as Boeing had planned, it did show that the original jumbo will be around for a long time. Number 6. Embraer Ejet Family, over 1,570 produced. E-jets, Embraer's most popular product, are slightly larger than usual regional jet and compete with smaller Airbus A320 and Boeing 737 models. The E170, E175, E190, and E195 models are part of the family. It was recently replaced by the renovated and upgraded E-Jet E2, but the new plane has only recently began production, and Embraer continues to produce older variants, so the number is certain to rise in the future. Number 5. Boeing 777, over 1,640 produced. The groundbreaking Boeing 777 is the world's largest twinjet and most produced wide-body aircraft, outproducing and even superseding its larger brother, the 747, with the latest variant, called Mini Jumbo. The problems with the newest generation, as well as the COVID-19 epidemic, have had a considerable impact on manufacturing rates, but when demand for long-haul travel recovers following the crisis, the 777 is likely to be at the forefront. Number 4. Boeing 727, over 1,830 produced. The 727 was introduced in the early 1960s as a smaller version of Boeing's first 707 jet. It immediately became one of the manufacturer's most successful models on short and medium-range routes. The The 727 was manufactured until the mid-80s, with the last commercial flight taking place in 2019. Number 3. Bombardier CRJ Family, over 1,900 produced. The CRJ is claimed by Bombardier to be the world's most produced regional jet, and this is highly likely. The CRJ 100 and CRJ 200 series are the first two generations, followed by the CRJ 700 series, CRJ 700, CRJ 800, CRJ 900 and CRJ 1000. The long-running CRJ program was acquired by Japanese Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in mid-2020, outperforming and outliving numerous competitors. However, production is expected to come to an end soon. Number 2. Airbus A330 Family, over 9,570 produced. Airbus only began producing narrow-body jets in the late 1980s, yet they were able to achieve amazing production levels, cranking out around 60 jets per month before the epidemic. The A318, A319, A320, and A321 planes, as well as their numerous modifications, including the current Neo generation, make up the family. Even if we remove smaller and larger models, only the A320 is enough to stand second on this list, with about 6,000 delivered to airlines. Number 1. Boeing 737 Family, over 10,580 produced. There are 4 generations, 13 models, and innumerable variations. The 737 has been a workhorse for numerous airlines across the world since the 1960s. The initial Boeing 737 was nearly a regional plane in comparison to its most recent form of the 737 MAX, and bore little similarity to what the family would later become. However, as time passes, it becomes increasingly difficult to change and adapt the aging airframe. The 737 is expected to fall out of first place on this list soon, since the Airbus A330 is rapidly catching up. Boeing has been intending to replace the 737 with a completely new aircraft since at least 2009, but instead hurried the 737 MAX into production, resulting in 2 catastrophic disasters and possibly the company's worst crisis ever. The newly ungrounded MAX is most likely the last version of the renowned 737, although it cements the aircraft's place as the most produced jet airliner ever as of late 2020.